FAST SDD is well on its way to becoming the new baseline in XRF.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for joining us today. As AMPTEK VP Sales and Service, you have a unique perspective on how detector technologies are evolving across the global XRF markets. Today, we would like to talk about the growing adoption of FAST SDD detectors and how market demands is shaping these transitions.
Thanks, Judy. It's great to be here. You're right. I have a bird's eye view of how the industry is changing, and it's been a fascinating journey. I'm looking forward to discussing how detector technology, especially FAST SDD, is keeping pace with what the market really needs.
From global perspective, what changes have occurred in the XRF market in recent years, especially for precious metals testing? What are the main trends that you have observed in different ranges?
Of course, the biggest shift I see that XRF has moved away from being a specialized laboratory tool to an essential everyday instrument on the front lines of business. In precious metals, it's no longer about identifying that something's gold. It's about knowing the exact purity, identifying trace contaminants, and doing it all in seconds. Geographically, the trends are quite distinct. In North America and Europe, the push is coming from recycling and regulatory compliance. Think e-waste processing and verifying conflict minerals. In Asia, specifically in manufacturing powerhouses like China and India, it's about production speed and quality assurance in massive jewelry industries. And in the Middle East, the focus is on trust in the trading markets. So no matter the region, though the underlying theme is the same, the market demands faster, more reliable data to make immediate decisions.
Thank you so much for your answer. Precious metal testing is becoming more important in XRF. What is driving the faster growth of this market worldwide?
Of course, yeah, I'd like to point to really three main drivers for this. First, the economic value and volatility. With precious metal prices so high, the financial stakes in every transaction are significant. A 0.1% error in the purity can mean real monetary loss. So accuracy is a direct financial necessity. Second, the explosion of recycling. We're seeing a massive increase in urban mining, recovering gold and platinum from old electronics and recycled jewelry. These materials are complex and varied. You need a powerful tool like XRF to analyze them accurately and quickly to determine their true value. And third, there's the consumer protection angle. Governments and industry bodies worldwide are cracking down on fraud. XRF provides an indisputable, non-destructive way to verify that a piece of jewelry is exactly what it's claimed to be, which protects both the buyer and the seller.
Another question, as XRF is increasingly using in commercial environments, customers' demands are also changed. What detector performance do customers care about most today?
The bar has been raised significantly. The old wait a minute for a result model just doesn't work anymore. Today, the number one request is speed. People want answers in 5 or 10 seconds. They're in a retail setting or on a recycling plant floor, and they can't afford to wait. But they don't want to sacrifice sensitivity for that speed. They need to see very low levels of impurities, things like lead or cadmium that might be present for safety or regulatory reasons. They need that sensitivity instantly. And finally, consistency. These instruments are often run by operators that aren't PhDs. They need a tool that just works day in and day out. Given the same reliable answer without constant recalibration or troubleshooting. They need a workhorse instrument, not necessarily just something for show.
How does FAST SDD detector technologies help meet this market demands? What advantage does it bring in practical XRF applications?
That's a great question. and this is where fast SDD technology really shines. Think of it as the engine in a high-performance car. Its core strength is its ability to handle an incredibly high count rate. It can process a flood of X-ray information coming from the sample without getting overwhelmed. This high throughput is what unlocks its speed. The instrument can collect a statistically robust spectrum in just a few seconds. The fast SDD design also provides excellent signal-to-noise ratio, despite the high count rate. That gives you the sensitivity to see small traces. So you get the best of both worlds, fast analysis and low detection limits. In practice, for a jeweler, it means that he can test an item in 5 seconds. Not only get the carat, but also be confident that there are no hidden hazardous metals or something unexpected. It turns a test from a bottleneck into a seamless part of the transaction.
Okay, thanks a lot. In the past, fast SDD were often considered a primary option. Today, they are becoming used more widely. From your perspective, how have technological maturity and the manufacturing improvements helped make fast SDDs more accessible to the broader market?
Again, a good question. It's really a classic story of technology maturation. When SDDs first came out, they were almost handcrafted, which made them expensive and limited in supply. Over the years, we at AMPTEK, along with others in the industry, have focused intensely on 2 things, and that's design for manufacturability and process automation. We've refined the detector design itself to be more robust and easier to produce in larger volumes. We've also invested heavily in automated testing and assembly. This reduces variability, increases yield, and brings the cost down. It's the same principle that made computers and smartphones affordable. As the manufacturing processes mature, the price becomes accessible to a much wider range of instrument builders. What was once a premium upgrade is now a standard feature that offers incredible value for the performance it delivers.
In the precious metal testing industry, is this SDD system becoming the preferred solution? What feedback have you heard from instrument manufacturers and the end users?
Without a doubt. In the precious metal space, fast SDD-based systems are rapidly becoming the preferred, and in many cases, the expected configuration. For the manufacturers we work with, integrating a fast SDD is a way to ensure their instrument is competitive. It gives them a platform that can meet the high demands of the market. The feedback from the people actually using these tools is really the most telling. A pawnbroker, for example, would tell you this machine pays for itself because I can test items while the customer waits. And more than that, I can trust the results. A recycler will say, I can process more scrap in a day because analysis is so fast. And now he doesn't have to sort materials based on a guess. The common thread is confidence and efficiency. They trust the result, and the trust speeds up their entire business process.
Thanks for your answers. Continue. Based on your experience with global partners and OEMs, are there regions where SDD adoption is growing faster? And what is driving this trend?
Of course. Yeah, we're really seeing very rapid adoption in high-growth manufacturing and trading hubs. China and India are really prime examples. The scale of their jewelry industries is massive, and the competition is fierce. Manufacturers there are savvy. They know better. Technology gives them the quality edge. And fast SDD gives them that edge in both speed and precision. We also see a surge in the Middle East and parts of Africa, where gold souks and trading are central to the culture and economy. In these markets, transaction speed is directly tied to trust. A fast SDD-based analyzer provides that trust instantly, which is invaluable. In more established markets, the acceleration is driven by a different kind of pressure, and that's regulation. European directives on waste and conflict minerals require the kind of trace-level analysis that only fast SDDs can provide. So whether it's for competitive advantage or regulatory compliance, the global direction is the same, toward fast SDD.
Yes, continue. Looking ahead, do you believe fast SDD technology will become the new baseline for XRF detector? What market sense shows that this shift is already happening?
I don't just believe it. I see it happening every day. Fast SDD is well on its way to becoming the new baseline in XRF. The most obvious signal is in new instrument development. We're seeing fast SDD listed as standard features in the spec sheets, not as optional extras. Manufacturers are building their entire platform around capabilities that fast SDD provides. Another signal is the conversation we have with our customers. They don't ask if they need fast SDD anymore. They come and say, how fast and how low are the detection limits going to be? Those questions are predicated on the assumption the detector is a fast SDD. Any serious application in precious metals, recycling, or industrial quality control, the technology has moved from a nice-to-have to a must-have to deliver the performance the market now demands as standard.
The last question I want to ask, looking forward over the next 5 to 10 years, how do you expect the XRF market to develop? And what role will advanced detector like fast SDD play?
Well, it's an exciting time in development for new products. And I think the next decade will be about increasing detector performance to enable us to extend that lab in the field concept. Instruments will become even more intuitive, more connected, more sensitive. We'll see deeper integration with cloud databases, AI-driven analysis. And fast SDD technology is the foundation that makes all that possible. And we're not stopping. At AMPTEK, we're continuously pushing the boundaries of what's possible, developing detectors with even higher count rate capabilities and lower detection limits. This will open up new applications. Imagine handhelds that could do microscale mapping or analyze lighter elements with the sensitivity of a benchtop system, or detect even smaller concentrations of valuable resources or toxic impurities. The fundamental human need to know what things are made of quickly and accurately isn't going away. It's only going to grow. As we put more pressure on our resources and our supply chains, the need for rapid material analysis becomes even more critical. Fast SDD technology will be at the very heart of meeting that need, empowering a future where instant, accurate material identification is available to anyone, anywhere.
Okay, thank you for your sharing your global perspective on the evolution of detector technology and the growing role of fast SDD in modern XRF system. Thank you so much for your views on fast detectors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy. I appreciate the time.